Ready, Freddie?
Ready.
I think Elvin's taping.
Is he?
Yep.
He always does that. He starts off about 5 minutes early.
Right?
While I'm picking my nose or, smooshing my hair.
Oh, your hair looks great, by the way.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just can't seem to get it curled right,
Oh.
I know.
It's really cute. It's all curled under here. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yours looks really nice.
Thank you.
When did you get yours done?
When they get it done?
Yeah.
Do you mean, well, I go to see Sarah every week.
Yeah. On Friday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've changed to Fridays now.
I know.
Yeah.
I went on Tuesday and it didn't quite last. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks really pretty, especially
you.
with your new top.
Thank you. Well, it's not
What are
new.
you wearing?
This is Snowflake
Right.
from Tin Can Knits. This is on the cover of their, it's on the cover of one of their books.
Great White North.
Yes. Good memory. Yeah. I made one for Rachel, my granddaughter, and then I really liked it, so I made one for myself.
That's a great way to do it. Hey?
Right?
You get the pattern all kind of worked out in a little size.
Yeah.
And then you knit yourself one.
Well, and that's the great thing about Tin Can Knits garments, because they're, they size it for everybody in the family. So.
Right. We should probably start properly, don't you think?
We should. Merry almost Christmas.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, this is our Christmas
Christmas edition.
Near issue.
Christmas.
Yeah.
23, episode 23.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, same to you.
So I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Barb.
We're from River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta.
Right. And we have a little local yarn shop, and we come to you once a month on about the 15th of the month, every month. We're kind of like clockwork. I know a lot of people have said you should do more, but it's a lot to fit in to what we do. So we try and be consistent and come every month to you through this format. And we talk about things that are new at our shop, events that we're having. We have a lot of events here. We kind of act as our place to be in the community if you're interested in fiber and knitting and crochet. So we chat about things that are new here, new things into the shop, samples that we're working on, and things that are happening in our community.
And even in our family.
And even in our family.
Yes.
And our extended families. We have so many people that come here, and a lot of them feel like family to us. We're so lucky and so blessed.
It's funny, sometimes I think that your yarn shop, for us, our yarn shop is kind of like Cheers.
Cheers.
Do you remember that
the
TV
bar?
show? Yeah. Because it's like with people yesterday in particular, people were coming through the door, and when we had a Rowan anniversary party, people would come in, and it's like everybody.
I know.
I know. It feels so good.
It does. It feels great. And you know them through the good things and through the not so good things. One lady came in yesterday who is going through some tough medical issues. And so she just came in because she needed a pick-me-up.
Right. Yeah.
And so, it's that kind of thing through, really happy occasions and other occasions too that we get to see people, and you develop really strong friendships.
Yes.
That are so lovely.
It is really lovely. And I think we can do that online too. So, shout out to everybody who's leaving a comment. We try really hard to respond to every comment. We like them. We try to put another reply to it. And in doing that, you kind of get to know the names of people who are leaving comments, and they pick up a story, tell us a story, pick it up again in the next month. So thanks everybody for doing that. Keep doing it. I think that's really nice.
And thanks to everyone who's subscribing to our YouTube channel too. We get more and more every month, and it's a great way to kind of keep up with what's going on. I know we had a few people asking about the Advent boxes, and that's how we talk about them. They say, how do I get in on that? How do I find out about it? And it's really through our YouTube channel, through our newsletter, Instagram, social media. You just can't mail out a newsletter anymore, right?
No, well, I don't think we ever have.
No.
We've always done it
tried to do it electronically.
Email, yeah.
So thank you for subscribing. We, if you like this podcast and you want to hear more, just click on that subscribe button and we'll come to you every month. Yeah.
So let's catch up from last month.
Okay.
We had some works in progress last month, and I'm wondering, have you finished anything?
I have, yep.
Huh.
Yep. I finished this. This is
What
my...
is this must be your 6th capelet deja vu.
No, not 6, but I think this is my 4th, this one.
Oh.
I'm working on a 5th, and I'm designing in my head the 6th.
Good for you.
I'm going to make my own capelet deja vu on number 6.
Nice. So
Yeah.
what is this one made of? Oh, this
So-
is very soft.
Yeah, this one's cashmere. I figured I'm going to pull all the stops for Christmas and knit a cashmere capelet.
Wow.
And I chose kind of muted colors. I wanted something more fall, not so bright, more tone on tone.
Right.
And so this is Fleece Artist 4-ply cashmere.
Oh, is that what you use?
That's the blue.
Oh.
And the
Is there
taupe.
some laying in here too?
The orange color is Shibui Pebble and Silk Cloud.
Oh, nice. You combined the two.
Mm-hmm. In the colorway brick. You know me.
Yeah.
I had to have just a teeny bit of mohair in there. I love it. Okay, you guys. This just feels so warm and cozy. I just
You
love
look
it.
warm and cozy.
Oh, thank you.
And
Yeah.
the blue matches your eyeliner perfectly.
Oh,
So you're all coordinated.
there you go. Yeah, it was a fun piece to knit because of the cashmere, and I took it on holidays and I just kind of knit away, and it was completed. Yeah.
We got a call from Donna Policki this week.
No kidding.
Yeah.
A phone call?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because there was some Ravelry issue with the payments. I think we sell so many of these patterns through the shop, and because you're making so many of them that anyway, we just had a little
Did you
chat
work
about
it
the
out?
accounting end of things. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I said to her how much we enjoy.
Thank
her
you,
pattern.
Donna. This pattern's amazing.
Donna's the owner of a yarn shop in Chicago named Sister Arts, and we met her when we've met her a couple of times, but we met her again recently when we went on a yarn crawl.
I
in
feel
Chicago.
like Chicago and Edmonton should be sister cities because we have so much in common with some stores there.
Or some shop owners. Yeah. There's another really special shop owner in Glen Ellen, just outside of Chicago, named Janet. And she owns String Theory there, which is a yarn shop. Her thing is that she likes to stock yarns that have a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, we could go on and on about all the yarn shops
And we
love
will,
been to.
because we have something to chat about string theory.
From string theory
later,
yeah.
right?
And Donna's thing is that this is back to Sister Arts, is that she likes to do a lot of programming for kids and young adults and
Children.
yeah.
She teaches them to knit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has a wonderful shop, and she does this it seems like every year, when they do the Chicago yarn crawl, she comes out with a new capelet design.
Right.
And this one we saw when we were in Chicago, and you just fell in love with it.
I've done the first one like 5 times, and I'm also working on Vertigogo,
The
which
latest
is
one.
her newest one.
Okay.
Do you want me to show you that while I?
Yeah, listen. So we're on the topic of works in progress, and so Barb's been a prolific knitter. So
We'll just jump around.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is your whip.
This is my work in progress. Yeah. Okay. So this is the. Where do I have the actual pattern?
Do you need me to hold anything for you?
Well, I'm just balancing. This
Maybe I can hold this up.
Here.
Oh, yes.
This is the pattern.
Right. Now, yeah. So this is it's stranded color work that you're doing here, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some is slip stitches.
Okay.
But this is the
Wow.
top of it, and it's got these charts that came out of. Donna mentions in this pattern that she was inspired by Andrea Rangel's book, Alternates.
Oh.
So I took this book home to have a peek at it, and sure enough, her, pattern in this is in this book.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I started flipping through here, and Cynthia, oh my God, I got inspired.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
So I'm thinking I might do my 6th one with just a slightly different pattern out of this book.
Right. Show the cover again.
Slightly adapted.
I see it.
So this book is a Canadian designer. Her name is Andrea Rangel. She lives on Vancouver Island
Okay.
in BC.
Mm-hmm.
And so this book is all about stitch patterning. And her husband, I think, worked on this book. And so he put a lot of influence into it. And they're sort of modern day colorwork patterns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really love what Andrea and Donna have done in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the choice of colors too. So
Yeah.
is that part of Donna's design, or is that your decision
This one
to
was
go with colors?
well, now that I say that, maybe she did use silky wool. So
Right, okay,
we're
so you're
both using Elsbeth Lavold silky wool. This
Right.
one's my accent color.
Yep.
I picked kind of a bright red, and then I went with an espresso, so it's kind of a deep chocolate brown.
Right. I thought it was a black. But
yeah,
I see. Yeah.
it's chocolate brown, and then I went with cream, just a neutral.
That's really
So
nice.
lots of contrast, lots of pop.
Right. Now it looks quite small here, Barb.
That's the neckline.
Yeah.
That's
So
just the way it is.
Does it stretch out? Because it looks smaller than what you've got on.
Does it?
Like-
I think it'll block.
Yeah.
I probably have been knitting it a little tighter, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So you may find that you've done so many of them, you probably don't do any gauge swatches anymore, but you'd recommend that if people were...
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty important. But there's this piece increases quite quickly along in each section. So let's just see how, oh yeah, this one's quite a bit bigger. But then it's cashmere too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to compare, because I have my other one here too.
She's lost in thought now.
Yeah, now I'm thinking.
I'm sure it'll block out to fit me in time for Christmas. Oh, wait. Did I say it out loud?
I'll share it with you.
This is really nice, Barb.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And a fun knit, right? So much fun. You just can't, well, I just can't stop working on it.
Yes.
I pick it up all the time.
Mm.
What about you?
Well, I don't. So the whips that I talked about last time are still in progress, and I'll pull them out just to show you that I am making progress on them.
Okay.
But I have a few excuses. One was that my shoulder had to heal, and so I couldn't spend as much time knitting as I was. And then secondly, I got totally sidetracked by our Advent box.
Oh yes, yeah. Our Advent boxes went out.
Yes, and it's been so much fun putting them together, and now making them and making them like a, instead of making them as a sample or making them while you're writing a pattern at the same time, it's just sitting back and enjoying the process of making.
Yeah, isn't that true? So, we spend a lot of time on the front end, designing things and swatching. And so when you actually get to do enjoyable pleasure knitting, it's so much fun.
So this is the felted pouch that was, I think, day 3 in the Advent box.
Right.
And this was a pattern designed for us by Britta Gutling. She's a local maker. She made my little bag here that I've got some other stuff in. And this was to do a felted eyeglass pouch, and it fits my glasses perfectly.
Does it?
And then she crocheted all these little birds, and we included one in everybody's Advent box. So after you were done felting the pouch, you could sew on the bird, and you didn't have to make it yourself, which is so nice.
Our theme this year was birds, and so there's a few kind of bird-related items in the Advent box. But Britta spent all summer crocheting these birds, you guys. This truly is a labor of love, because every one of these birds were handmade with hundreds of different colors.
Yes.
She's got quite the collection of cotton. And so Britta made every one of these birds, and every single one is different.
Yeah, they're all unique.
So
So
what
it
a
just
memento.
makes you feel really special. And then I think our elves took the time to kind of look at what colors we were putting in the box and matching up the bird and the button and everything so that everything would go along nicely.
Yeah.
And then I made one of these.
Oh,
This
look
is
at that. How
this
cute.
is a little Christmas ornament ball, and that was, I think, day 6 in the Advent box. And this is just a fun little project that you can do in a day.
Tell us about the embellishment, because we know like you start out with the Christmas ball right at the top or bottom, right?
Right.
And then increase till you get to the middle, and then you start decreasing.
Yeah, so this is a little technique that uses stranding on the outside. So it's a bit like weaving the yarn in between the stitches. And there's a chart to follow, and We did lots of different designs before we came up with one that worked nicely and that, you weren't stranding too far and didn't have to pull too tight. And then we did a video to go along with it too. So
oh, nice.
Yeah.
And some of the folks that follow us said that video was like really helpful.
Good. That's really good. I mean, that's the whole intention, right? Is to make it helpful. And so it's a lot of fun anyway.
Yeah.
So these patterns are only available right now in the Advent box. But next year, these little projects will come out as individual projects. And that's part of what we got here. You're having a lot of fun with that.
I am. I was just thinking, would this ever be fun if you had sparkle in it?
Maybe for next year.
Yeah, bling. Well, I'm sure you could do an adaptation.
Well, so this is one of the projects from last year's Advent box. And so this year we've put it out as a little individual mini project.
Last year it went out like this. So there was eyelash yarn in with it, right?
And then we ran out of eyelash yarn. And so we substituted with some other eyelash yarn.
Furry stuff.
Yeah. And then you can also just go without any eyelash yarn, so they look really cute with just Epic.
Sabrina sewed a bell onto the top of that one. I think these ones are hers.
This one's a favorite for little people who come in the store.
Oh yeah.
And then this one is the favorite of absolutely all the grown-ups coming into the store.
So we had a ball of kind of sparkly yarn.
Yeah, this is a metallic with some sequins in it. And Sheila first picked it up and started to knit it into this little jolly juniper tree, we call it. And then she had so much fun with it. The rest of our staff picked it up, and they were all making them as well. And then every customer that came into the store said, "Oh, I want to do that too." Yeah, it's just a really sparkly. This is attached to a tree.
Yes. So this yarn has paillettes in it, and you can probably find this in your local yarn shop. We all carry some at Christmas time, but it's just a really fine sort of lace with small little sequins just placed along the strand. It's very fine, and yet it shows up like crazy in these little trees.
Right.
This little one has silver in it. And then this is another one.
Yeah, so this is railroad ribbon.
Right.
Yeah.
This was popular years ago. In fact, it's kind of hard to source this yarn anymore because it's not being made as much. But this has little tiny color strands, looks like railroad tracks, and every one is a different shade or color. And when you knit them into the Christmas tree, they just pop. It almost looks like little lights on the tree.
Yes.
So we've been having a ton of fun with these.
So the idea here is that you take a little bit of a worsted weight yarn. We're using our in-house Epic yarn for this. And then you add whatever you have on hand, or you go into your local yarn shop and you find out what they have on hand. And you just make each year, you can make the tree a little bit different, or you can have just a little forest of a variety of juniper trees. And so we put a picture of this on Instagram, and people started saying, "Where can I get the pattern?
Right.
I need that pattern." And so we put it up on Ravelry.
Right.
And since December 1st, as of today, I think we've sold about 27 copies of the pattern. We keep the prices very reasonable. And then you can use whatever you have on hand to make your own. Speaking of last year's projects, I also brought in some angels from last year. So this was our little crochet project. We gave everybody a little wooden body form and some nice little soft crochet cotton. And we said,
make little angels.
Make little angels. So
inside here, there's a little wooden doll.
We'll just put the angels in with the trees. And so you've got your...
And we have a whole little village here.
There's one more.
Oh, and this one has little long hair braids.
Nordic. This is the Nordic one.
Those are cute. So did you make these this year or last year?
I made these ones last year.
How cute. Yeah.
It's just kind of fun.
And this is another little kit.
Yeah.
So check out our online store. I think we have all these little kits online, do we not?
We will.
Yeah. Certainly the little jolly juniper trees are on there, and they're fun little. I love little miniature things to make at Christmas time.
Yeah,
they're great to hang on the tree. So what else are you working on?
Oh, okay. So since last month, I did some work on my Plotolupi sweater.
Ooh.
That's the one in these cakes.
Yes.
This is the Icelandic wool. So this was
beautiful. This is the one for Rachel?
Yeah. So the pattern is cartography. It's another Tin Can Knits pattern. It's from their Strange Brew book. And that was another one that I think we got 20 or 30 copies of the book in. And so it's coming off the needles, but don't worry. It's wool, so it doesn't disintegrate.
It won't drop down there.
No.
It won't lose those stitches.
And I was kind of concerned about knitting with this yarn because it's like a single strand roving, and so it can break. But because I think the Icelandic wool is so long, like it's got a long staple. I can knit with my regular gauge here, and there's no breaking. That's not to say that it wouldn't break if I drop the cake on the floor or something like that. But yeah, it's really nice to knit with. So it's been a little bit slow going for me because I've had to really bring down my knitting with my shoulder.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot of fun with this.
How is your shoulder?
It's much better. My doctor said it would take 30 days, and he's about right.
Oh.
So I don't have to take any pain meds anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's getting much better. But a lot of rest and sleeping with a neck brace on at night is
that's got to be
tricky.
tough. Yeah.
Trying to sleep on your back is really tricky if you're not used to it. Anyway, that's where my Plotolupi sweater is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and then thank you. And then I have also been working on Gridiron, which is the new sock pattern from Kate Atherley. Let me just keep my bag from falling here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm working on the heel now.
Oh, yeah. So the lines are turning out really nice, aren't they?
It's so much fun.
We had this yarn custom dyed for us by Ancient Arts so that it would pattern. Do you have the ball?
I do.
Yeah, so this has really long color repeats. About half of this skein is red.
Yes.
And it's solid red all the way for about half of the skein, and then it breaks into blue and white.
Right. So Kate Atherley has very cleverly written this pattern so that you slip stitches to make it to make the vertical stripes, and then of course the way the yarn is done, it has these horizontal stripes as well. And so it's called Gridiron. It's available on Ravelry and on our website, and the yarn that goes with it is Touchdown, and you can't always get the same kind of pattern to work in another yarn. It's this particular sock pattern has been written so that it does work very well with Touchdown.
Well, and that's why we had Carolyn dye it the way that we did, because we kind of developed the pattern. We tested the yarn, it didn't work, so we had her change it and make it so it would work. So this isn't going to work on everything, and that's
and the skeins, even if you had it wouldn't work on a striping yarn necessarily either. It's got to have that very careful, balanced precision that Carolyn brings to dyeing skeins of yarn, which is great. So anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with Gridiron, but it's not finished yet. So maybe next month I'll bring it back as an FO.
Great.
Yeah. How about you? Anything else that is in your knitting bag that you want to share?
Probably. So I have one more work in progress. Okay, we got this yarn in. It's from Lang, and it's called Drago.
This is very Christmassy.
Isn't it very Christmassy? And I tell you, Cynthia, this is a lot of fun. This would make great, I suppose it could make great Christmas trees.
Well, there's a pattern book that goes along with it as well, right?
Yeah. But this is kind of like a fun fur option that came out in the fall, and you'll see like coats and sweaters done with this. And it's got this long, it's a strand that has this long sort of
just show
hairy bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. So I started making a little hat out of it.
This is very Christmassy.
Isn't it? Yeah.
This reminds me maybe a little bit of the Grinch.
Yes, yes. So it's got these long pieces with fun fur
Right.
sticking out.
So are you following a pattern?
I'm making up my own.
What do you think?
That's cute, especially with your hair.
Right, and I just need to get it dyed, maybe some green, more green in there.
Yeah. A few green streaks.
Does it work for me?
Yeah, well, sort of. What do you think? Is that her? What does she look like to you? You know those guys that are on the golf carts in the summertime and they're wearing the hat with the brim? And they got the faux, they don't have any hair. They've lost it up top here, but they got the faux hair sticking out.
Oh, really?
That's what I thought of.
So what do you think? Is it a hat yarn, or is it maybe, might make an interesting cuff?
Yeah.
On a mitten?
I think so. I think that might be an
slippers?
option. Or slippers. Boot cuffs, I think, would be fun.
It is very soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mohair.
Yeah.
But I think it almost needs to be knit with a wool, like, Epic or something like that.
Oh,
I was going to try a pair of boot cuffs.
Double-stranded. Like?
Yeah, you don't have to double strand it because, I'm knitting this single on a 4.5 mil needle.
So what do you mean knit it with Epic?
Oh, I was thinking like, on a hat you could do, I did ribbing. I started right out in this yarn, but you could start out in a plain yarn.
I see, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could do gauntlets. Like, these gauntlets could be done with fun fur on the wrist.
Yes.
And then a plain. Yeah, speaking of our gauntlets, we just got these off the needles. This pattern is Aquitaine.
Yeah, Sylvia Harding.
She's kind of the queen of beads. And so we love a little bling at Christmas time. And we had our knitters knit these up for us.
And this is Swarovski crystals.
Cynthia's wearing Richard DeVries Pepino. And that's the yarn base, Sylvia's pattern, and crystals from Swarovski. You can't beat them because they sparkle like no others.
And you've got on Hat Trick in semi-solid.
Yep.
That looks like barn burner to me.
Okay. I think it is.
And you've got some Swarovski crystals in there too. And you can see them a little better on the semi-solid background. But what I like about those clear crystals is that they just look like melting snow, on your wrist.
Yeah, they're a little hard to pick up in the camera. So if you can't quite see them, we understand because we've been having a hard time taking photographs of them. But believe me, they're pretty eye-catching. You can kind of see them from across the room.
And I'm noticing how your manicure just matches perfectly.
And that wasn't even planned. You guys, this nail color goes with everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so does mine.
These are fun. We made these ones a little shorter so that you could kind of... I missed that.
It's okay.
So does yours? Au naturel?
Yeah.
Yes.
You made these ones a little bit shorter.
Sorry, you interrupted me and I totally lost my train of thought. You do have a pattern of there cutting me off, interrupting me, but I just overlook it.
You're so sweet.
It's a sister
in an older
thing.
sister kind of way. So these ones we made shorter because
we could, and it's nice to just show an option, right? You don't have to have them really long. You can make the shorter version.
Right.
But you guys, these are simple to make. You got to check out Sylvia's pattern on Ravelry. Aquitaine. Lovely.
We'll put a link to it.
And then look at all of her beading patterns because if you're going to get hooked. If you like to try something with a little bling, these are perfect. And Wendy knit a pair, and then she came in and she bought boxes of Swarovski crystals because I think everybody's going to get a pair of these in her.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. All right. So that's
really nice.
This is the new yarn. I had to taste that out, and not sure what to make out of it yet, but if you want this kind of fun furry look, this is what it looks like.
In the Lang book, they have, I think, like coats and sweaters and all kinds of stuff done.
I saw a coat at Anthropology.
Yes.
That was several $100s.
Yes.
Made, and it was just like this. It was gold, black with gold.
Right.
So this is trending, you guys. If you're interested in this, come and knit some. Okay, what else?
That's fun. So I think we've wrapped up kind of like whips, and so why don't we talk about what we've been doing?
I have one more.
Oh, you do? Okay. Are you?
And it goes back to our comments around Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So, and you have one of these too.
I do. Mm-hmm.
So several months ago, Janet, our friend from String Theory in Chicago, sent out a note that she was doing her own version of a box for Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're doing the Advent box, which is sort of a Christian kind of
yes. It's a countdown to Christmas. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing Box of Light. So her idea on this is that it's not 25 days, it's all 31. And the celebration is in finding a moment each and every day to bring some light into your life. And she's doing it through knitting. And I just thought, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ordered a box, and I ordered a box for you.
I know, it's lovely.
And it came, and you've been knitting it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I just want to show a little bit of it, because here's the letter that came with it. And the project is a cowl. And I think you can go online and see, so we're not, spoiling this. You can go online and see people's progress on this. But this is the bag that came. And every single day you get a different package. And it goes for 31 days. I'm on day 14.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Well, our podcast airs on the 15th.
Ah, so you were able to open up.
So I figured I have to get into day 14 because,
it's nice to see what's coming.
And
up
I couldn't wait.
Yeah, so each day you get a little envelope with either a small amount of yarn, or maybe it's a meditation.
Yeah.
I opened mine up today, and it was a tea bag.
Yes.
Excuse me. So
there was
all things,
chocolate.
Yeah, that inspire you to take a moment of reflection. And the yarn amounts that you get are not, it's not overwhelming.
Here's what's left of this one.
Excuse me.
From today. And it's a beautiful yak blend. And so it's just a nice little amount of knitting. I do it every night before I go to bed. And it's very relaxing.
Right.
And peaceful. So the intent
and
of
thoughtful.
The project is right on, Janet. You did an amazing job.
I've got this inside out, it's actually not it's not an inside out, because this is a completely reversible project, but there were a few ends that you hadn't tucked in yet.
Oh yeah.
But kudos on you for tucking in your ends as you go.
Yeah.
Because it looks very neat on the inside.
So this is the other thing that's been distracting me all week long. Well, I'm supposed to be working on store samples and ordering yarn and other things like that.
I hear you, sister.
There we go.
That's really nice. Okay. So let's talk about what we've been doing.
Yeah.
We had a big event this month.
We did. Yeah. So this month was our Rowan birthday party. That happened December the 6th. And we invited all kinds of people to come from our community and to shop with us online. We've got Big Wool. Our chunky yarn is on sale this month. It's part of our Sample It sale. And so for those of you who don't live close,
hold that for a second.
this is done with hemp tweed. For those of you who don't live close, you can buy Big Wool on sale this month at 10 off, so you can try it. If you haven't tried it, you should, because it's a lovely, beautiful yarn. It's merino, and we have 100 grams here, 80 meters. So nice, big, generous balls. In fact, you can make a pair of mittens.
With one ball?
Yeah. Do you have our mittens?
I do.
Oh,
Here.
actually, they're right behind.
You hold that. Oh, they fell on the floor.
Yeah, let's just drop them on the floor. So with Rowan, we have a Sample It on this month, and we have really good stock in our Rowan yarns. So if you want to do, a sweater or a shawl or a nice big piece, we've got lots of yarn.
So these mittens are called the ash mittens.
Right, and this is a cool pattern. You knit this mitten flat on 10 millimeter needles, so it's super easy to make. It's just back and forth. You have them done in no time, and then you just seam them up along the back of the hand here. I added a few pom-poms to them.
Because you could.
Just to make them fun. And one of those cords between so you wouldn't get them lost.
Right. The pom-poms are really cute.
Aren't they cute?
Mm-hmm.
Free pattern too on Rowan's website, so that's nice.
We put some in kits as well, and we added. So if you wanted to give a new knitter a Christmas present,
Perfect gift.
yeah, we got the patterns printed at a color printer, and we put them in with a little project bag.
Yeah.
You could stick in some needles.
Tied some of them with a really pretty gold ball for Christmas.
Right. Yeah, a Christmas ornament, and that just makes it nice and special. And then this is something that your knitter could do in a day, and have lovely mittens to go.
We also got in the Rowan Trunk Show.
Yes.
And you had a kind of favorite piece, didn't you? If you had to pick your favorite from all of the Trunk Show items, because they're gorgeous. We have them here for another week, and then we have to send them off to another shop, so we'll be sad. But we'll take lots of pictures of them.
Yes.
And they were a hit. Everybody got a chance to try one on, take a look at them up close.
We have them here
there's
behind
a
us.
big difference between seeing them in a book and seeing them in real life.
Yes.
So pick your favorites.
Oh, wow. That's really tough.
Because it's hard to talk about them all.
Well, let me pull this one out, because I think this is the Arna and Carlos
right.
one. And I'm a big fan of Arna and Carlos. This one is a cowl, and I believe it's made out of felted tweed. Yeah, this one's called Norrön, but it's got all that really pretty Scandinavian patterning in it.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. And then it's a nice big cowl, so you can do the
double wrap round.
Yeah. Yeah. And felted tweed is such a pretty yarn. They've got new colors this season, so it's really nice. And it has 175 meters per ball, so it goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
They in this same pattern book, they also have one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like sleeves.
Yes.
And it's all done in Fair Isle or standard colorwork.
You told everybody in 2 episodes ago that you were going to knit that. So how's that coming along?
Well, I haven't started yet.
Oh.
But I had a sore shoulder.
Yes, that's true. So that hung you up a bit.
Right, yeah.
I think 2 episodes ago there were about 13 projects that you were going to start knitting.
My eyes are bigger than my project bag. Yeah. So
that's a really
like
pretty piece. I tell you, I love this one. This one's by Sarah Hatton. And what's the name of this one? Here, I have it right here. It's called Rosso, done in double-stranded kid silk haze. Okay, I'll just put it on. Oh, you guys, this yarn is just so soft.
When you double strand kid silk haze, it feels like you're wearing a cloud.
I know.
It's light, and yet it's got this substance to it. Like, it's thicker. Yeah.
There's a cute little pattern to this yarn too. I don't know if you can see it in the back.
We'll do some close-ups afterwards. Okay. Yeah, it's almost like cables.
Yeah.
Almost. It is cables.
I think so. There's just 4 little buttons on it. So it just buttons up at the top, and then it just kind of hangs down. I love this piece. It's totally my favorite, and I'm definitely going to knit this. I'm not just going to say I'm going to knit it. I am going to knit it.
It looks really good on you. Yeah. And you were modeling this at the party. Yeah.
And how about this pillow? Do you like this one?
Well, this has been a favorite of everybody.
Yeah. This is Oswald
Owl. Yes. And this is Martin Story design.
Yes.
He
designed the whole book. It's called At Home, and it's the most beautiful book. You guys should all have this in your library.
We're currently sold out.
Yeah. We're getting more.
Yeah. But yeah, the patterns are really like, the owl is really contemporary. And then, for those of you who like to put meaning into your homes, owls as an animal have lots of meanings for people. I think, it's sort of like a cross-cultural kind of design that really, resonates with a lot of folks. So you can either think of it as a nature element, or you can think of it as a wisdom element, or, there's
the wise old owl.
Yes. Yeah. But there's also in Aboriginal cultures, there's a lot of meaning around owls too.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember the book, I Heard the Owl Call My Name?
No.
Oh, yeah. Back in junior high school, it was.
TV was really popular when I was growing up.
Anyway, I know what I'm getting her for Christmas.
I didn't get to read as much as you.
But yeah, I used to work in Yellowknife. I lived in Yellowknife for 6 years, and I came
you'd be
home
really
with
familiar
a
with
a
culture.
pair of owl earrings made out of bone that are really special to me. Anyway, there's the book itself is gorgeous, and it doesn't matter whether you have a trendy, ultra modern, urban home setting, or whether you're in the country, or whether you like to collect antiques, or whether you have
Whether you have a pet. Because there is the cutest blanket in there that's got paw prints from a little dog all over it.
Yes.
So if you have pets, that's a great one. And then there's also one with the word baby in script going across it. You got to check it out. We'll put a link below so you can go and look at all the patterns. I think there's 11 in the book.
Yeah, and then the nice thing about these Rowan publications are that if you just wanted one pattern out of the book, they are available as single patterns on Ravelry.
Yes, that
really
one
nice.
is.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, this pillow is done in hemp tweed.
Oh, yes.
This is an Aran weight blend from Rowan that's really, really nice. And this is going to wear so well.
Yeah.
So I think it takes 4 or 5 balls. Oh, 6.
Right.
Yeah, probably for the patterning.
And I'd like to add too, like with all of these designs, when you're working with stranded colorwork, in my humble opinion, it's important to use natural products, like 100% wool if you can.
You want that stickiness, right?
Yeah. I mean, hemp tweed is a blend of linen and wool, but you need that wool content in order to make your stranded colorwork look really nice. So if you're using a superwash yarn, it's just not going to hold the pattern the way that a non-superwash wool would. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We forget to talk about that sometimes, but and I think the hemp too provides strength and longevity too to this pillow.
Well, and it gives it a tweed effect.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take the dye the same way. It gives it some softness as well that you might not get with 100% wool. Those blends, they're blended for a reason. And so you take a plant and a protein fiber and add them together, and you get this really cool tweed. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
All right. So
Did you want to show anything else from the trunk show, or maybe we'll just do some individual photos?
I think so.
Okay.
That might be a great way to do it.
Yeah.
And then, if anybody, we'll put links, like I said, below, and you can go check it out, because Rowan has a lookbook too on book 64, which is their fall issue. And it's really worthwhile taking a flip through. The whole front half of the book is all about the new yarns that they've got and the new colors. So in particular, they spent a lot of time coming up with reds, from ruby reds all the way through to deep burgundies. So you'll see a lot of new colors in the Rowan line in reds, as well as the vibrancy. Keith Fassett has 8 new colors that he helped Rowan design.
In felted tweed.
Right. Yeah. And so they've carried some of those through to the other lines as well. So
yeah, let me just pull this out, because this has some of the new colors in it.
This is beautiful. This is called the Vibrant Stripe Scarf.
Yeah, K Facet. So it's just stripes.
Yeah,
so,
different widths of stripe.
Yeah, so no difficulty in terms of knitter knowledge or technical knowledge.
Super beginner project.
And then, K Facet has he's an artist. He's got a brilliant eye for color. So
he's charted this out. You can see exactly what colors he used when. And it's just a lovely example of some of the new shades that have come out. The back half of the magazine is all featuring Alpaca Classic. So this is the new yarn for fall 2018 that came out, and it's a cotton alpaca blend, light as can be, weighs nothing, and so soft. I was wearing this the last episode before last, and I couldn't take it off, you guys. This is so soft and cozy and warm.
Light and airy, yeah.
So we had a few kits too. I think they're gone now, but this was really popular at our fashion show that we had.
Right, this one's called Mayfield, I think.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. We can make up more kits too.
Sure, yeah. And the other one that was really popular, Cynthia, was the one that you were wearing.
Corinthian.
Right.
Yeah, it's just behind you.
Is it?
That's also felted tweed.
Yeah. Talk to us about this one, because this is the one that has the special technique in it, right?
Right, so this is shadow knitting. And shadow knitting is really, Shadow knitting is really a simple concept in that you're just alternating between knit stitches and purl stitches. And when you look at it straight on, you see the stripes. But when you look at it at an angle, when you look at it down, and maybe what we can do is just kind of go like this. When you look at it at an angle, those purl stitches kind of pop out, and it creates, you can see the boxes in there.
Sort of a 3D effect, an optical illusion almost.
Exactly that. Yeah. And so so it's not hard to knit. And particularly in this design, because it's so regular, that it's boxes, you'll find that it's just this very pleasing effect on it, but not a difficult or technical kind of style of knitting.
I really love the colors that they chose too. You know, they did kind of a palette of blues and grays.
Yes.
Really nice.
Well, I think what's striking about this one is that there's a dark tone, and then there's a very light tone, and then there's just kind of this mid-range tone. So it just catches the light, and the effect of the shadow knitting is really cool. So yeah, this one's really good.
So if anybody wants to try some interesting projects, this one is definitely worth checking into further.
Yeah, and what we've done, I believe what we've done on the website is if you look at Felted Tweed or if you look at Alpaca Classic on our online store, we've included a little link to Corinthian and how much yarn you need to do the pattern. So if you wanted to fill your shopping cart with the right amount of yarn, you can do that. Yeah.
And we talked about Arnie and Carlos. And their garments. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's move on.
New yarns. Let's talk about new yarns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we brought in this sparkly one from Gadifra. This is Metal Tweed.
That's an interesting name.
Isn't it? Yeah. So it's got some metallic in it.
Yeah.
And it's got a little, I think, viscose slub tweed.
Yeah.
As well as, I want to say, mohair and wool.
So 28% alpaca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 27% polyacrylic.
Okay.
10% wool.
When the polyacrylic, I think, is the slubs.
Okay.
I think they generally make that out of viscose or a man-made fiber.
13% cotton.
Yep.
10% nylon and 9% polyester.
Okay, so quite a blend in here. And lots of nylon. We saw when we knit up the sample that, there was lots of stretch to it.
Yeah, it's very light and it has lots of elasticity in it. And then there's just this really nice underlying sparkle. Look at this beautiful hat.
Yeah.
Underlying sparkle. And Suzanne, we spent some time yesterday picking out just the right color pom-pom for it.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
And pattern too, like we decided we wanted to do a hat out of it. And so we looked a long time before we found a hat pattern. This one...
This one might be a little bit snug on my head.
It's cute. This one is Cozy Head, Happy Head, or...
Yes.
What's it?
Look at you. Cozy Head, Happy Head by Hohi Locatelli.
So we picked one of Hohi's patterns to knit it out of it. And I just love the way the cables are so nice and big and chunky in it. And it just got that classic tweed look with a little metallic and a fun pom-pom.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So this,
about 6 colors more?
Yeah, I think so. 5 or 6. We've got a burgundy and a deep navy. We have a charcoal or black. This would go great with a black coat. It's got beautiful red kind of flecks in it. Red and blue, purple in here, a little bit of gold. And then we have this neutral. Yeah, this is a little bit lighter than the one that we did the hat out of.
Lighter shade.
This is almost like a cream base, again with reds and blacks and blues and golds in it.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So it'd make a lovely cowl. I mean, it needs to be visible, right? So something that you could wear on top of a coat, something you wear on top of your head.
Sometimes metallic can be a little bit itchy too, Cynthia, but this one is so soft.
It is.
I think the alpaca plays a role with that, right?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cotton, yeah. And that they haven't put a ton of metallic in there.
Right, very subtle.
The other thing I like about having a metallic built into the yarn is that you don't lose the elasticity of the yarn like you do when you add a metallic thread to a yarn.
You're right, yeah. It's like the other fibers kind of just go around the metallic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of the blend. It's possible that metallic in there is kind of broken up as well, but it's held in place by the plies or the spin that's on the yarn. So find a metallic that's built in is often it's just stretchier. Yeah, that's really good.
And what else do we have?
We also have, so this isn't necessarily brand new, but we haven't talked about this yarn before.
Right. And so I think that's because we should. We don't have a store sample in it yet.
Right.
But I have to tell you, I have this yarn at home in the Aran weight. And do you want me to move this?
No, I think it's perfect. Okay. I'll make sure this doesn't fall off the table.
So I've knit with this about 3 or 4 years ago. I found some in Toronto and fell in love with this yarn. The reason is because every stitch that you have on your needles, it feels so meaty. It's the best word that I have for it.
Tell us what this yarn is, because I don't think we introduced it.
Okay, it's a blend. This is 100% wool, so it's a blend of different sheep.
Sorry to interrupt. This is Julie Aslin nurtured.
Again.
Again with the interruptions. People just want to know. What is it called?
Well, go for it.
Nurtured, yeah. And we have it in a DK weight and in a lace weight. Yeah. Now, the sheep blends.
Are you done?
I promise.
Okay. The sheep blend is Rambouillet, Targhee, and Merino. And so these fibers are North American fibers. They're from sheep that are in North America. This is milled in the U.S. and then dyed in Canada by Julie Aslin. So it's a real kind of cross-the-border North American yarn. And you absolutely need to try this. You deserve to have something really, really special on your needles this year.
Yeah.
And this should be on your hit list.
And you have a thing about Rambouillet.
I do. I certainly do. And I found out that our friends at Custom Woolen Mills put Rambouillet into their mule spinner yarn. So I got a new Alberta grown kind of fond appreciation.
Yeah. Rambouillet is a sheep breed that is very close to merino in its sort of its fiber, the way the fiber works.
Right. And do you know about Targhee? Have you heard about that one?
I've heard of it, but I don't know a whole lot about it. No. And then look at these colors.
Yeah, that's the thing, that the palette that Julie has. I actually put this one and the cream and a green into an Afghan, and that's what I made. I should bring it in.
You should.
It's kind of it's a beautiful piece. And then I also put Malabrigo Rios in it in cream. And so these colors just pop against the cream. It's really, really pretty.
Oh, that sounds gorgeous.
I'll bring it in next show and we'll have a look at it.
Okay. All right. Well, let me pop this back here on the table.
Okay.
And let's do a big reveal on Flash Mob.
Ooh, okay, you guys, this is our last flash mob for 2018.
Right.
We're almost done this year.
Last month, we did Richard DeVries Pepino, and we did a colorway called Solstice, and somebody came in and said, how come you put out Solstice in November? And I said, well, that's because we wanted it to be in your hands so that on Solstice, on December 21st, you could be wearing your thing, right? And so I think, to me, I know this is a little bit different, but to me this is so colorful and bright. It's like New Year's Eve.
Oh, sure.
Right? So you have to have it in your hands before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So that you can do something with it and wear it in the new year.
Right.
Yeah. But you're right. This is our last flash mob of 2018. Not necessarily our last flash mob. Just the last one for this year.
That's right. We're coming out with a new theme for next year. But for this year, this is the 5th of a series that Biscott dyed for us. Right. So this is going to be a self-striper. This is going to stripe up in stripes. And it's inspired by a picture from Michael Wheatley. He's a Canadian photographer, and he provided for us 4 inspiration photos for the 2018 series.
Right.
And this last one is
Edmonton City Hall.
Right.
It's a summertime shot, and it's during the was like a summer games kind of
FIFA.
Okay.
The world, I think,
was
football,
the women's
women's soccer
Right.
kind of
So
tournament.
there's these big banners in the background, and our Edmonton City Hall is shaped a bit like a pyramid.
It's beautiful.
It's all-
We've got some lovely architecture.
Yes. So it's very glassy, and there's a fountain in front of it that's blue, and the colors are vibrant and bright. And while this picture was taken in the summertime, it's for us just a nice reminder that summer will come again.
Yes.
But also, if you think about it, on New Year's Eve, our Edmonton City Council does a beautiful fireworks display.
Oh my God, and a party.
Yeah, right by right on top of, or in the sky above our city hall.
So you'll see the pyramid, and you'll see fireworks going off, and if it snows, oh my God, that pyramid shape looks so pretty against white snow and blue sky.
Right.
We're so lucky here in Alberta because our sky is always big and blue. It's like Montana, just sky forever. So this one, this is kind of special for us because it represents our hometown and our city hall.
Right.
And it's done out of a base that I'm absolutely in love with.
Yes.
Love this biscuit base.
Right.
And the other thing I was thinking about, Cynthia, is you could do this yarn in the pattern that Biscotti had for Northern Lights, the diamonds or the sock pattern too, right?
Yeah.
Those were two of our most popular, I think, patterns that we had in this series.
And we also asked one of our sample knitters to do a scarf out of one skein. And this is a pattern by a local designer. So this is called the Easy Drop Stitch scarf pattern. And we were talking about earlier in the year, we were talking about, using a striping yarn in different ways to get the stripes to kind of blend and fold. And
so
isn't this
look what
gorgeous?
she's done. That's really, really pretty. Was that Pat? I can't remember
I think
anymore.
Pat knit this, and it's a pattern by Edmontonian Christine Vogel, or Vogel. I like to pronounce it with an F because it's the German pronunciation. Vogel.
So drop stitches, and sort of almost like a feather and fan sort of pattern.
Yeah.
But when you have it in a self-striper, look what happens.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
And look at the little tiny flecks of black in here.
Yes, in the blue.
Yes. Dark blue.
Yeah. Well,
that was another correction.
I think you're right that it's black, but it's in the blue sequence. Anyway, I love this, and it is a free pattern. So we'll put a link to that pattern on the show notes.
That looked really pretty on top of what you're wearing.
It does, doesn't it?
And it goes with your hair too. You got that teal right in here.
And it's nice to have a pattern that you can just do with one skein.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take so long. So because of the drop stitches, you get an elongated stitch. And by drop stitches, we don't mean dropping them. What happens is that you wrap the yarn around the needle like you're doing a yarn over, but you may wrap it more than once.
And then on the next round or next row, you just let it drop off the needle, and it creates this long. What a great way to showcase a hand painted yarn.
Right. Yeah. So we have a beautiful photograph to go with this yarn, and that's the imagination behind it, or the inspiration behind it. But you're absolutely right too about the base. This biscuit sock yarn is so soft, you would swear that it's 100% merino with maybe some cashmere in it, and it is a merino nylon blend. And how they do it, I don't know. But
so pick up a couple of these. The 20th,
the 20th
December
of December.
20th.
Yeah.
So we can't guarantee that if we're mailing it, we're going to get it to you in time for Christmas. Especially if you're in Canada, because our postal strike seems to go on forever.
The strike is over now. But they may be catching up on the backlog. But I think you could have it.
That's what they tell you.
I think you could have it in time for New Year's, perhaps.
Yeah.
So what a nice gift to start off 2019.
That's right.
Wow, where does the time go?
I know.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a gift for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A gift?
Merry Christmas. We got these new mugs in from Brick Bubble, and this one says, "You are my sunshine."
Aww.
I thought that was just you.
These are so cute, you guys. We got in 4 mugs from Brick Bubble. And not only are they really, really well made, the details are on our website, but Diane told me that they fire these in a way that you can wash these 3,500 times. These won't come off. And they also come with a Knitters and Crocheters tag that says, keep calm and carry yarn. And then a brick bubble tag that tells you all about how they were designed and illustrated and printed. So these are special mugs for special people.
Yeah.
So You Are My Sunshine is one. It's beautifully colored. And show us the other ones.
I think you have it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
This one's for you. You truly are the yarn wizard.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. I think these are really beautiful mugs.
They
and
are beautiful.
And Diane's such a beautiful artist. So I was sort
This
of
girl is so talented.
She is.
Oh my gosh. Follow her on Instagram and see all of the other things that she's doing because she's amazing.
And then we have two more mugs, which
that
we
we
didn't bring because they are, what'd you say? They may be perceived as being a little rude.
Yes.
So they involve the F word.
Even beyond what we are, because we consider ourselves to be really cheeky.
Yeah.
But these are
One of them I'm definitely getting, and I'm putting it in my cupboard.
Yeah.
And I'll pull it out when the grandkids aren't over.
yes, yeah.
Because it's just, sometimes you just, as a knitter or crocheter, as a crafter, sometimes there's just
Okay,
days
they have
when,
the F word in them.
when you want to just, pour yourself a cup of coffee and warn the rest of the world that you're in your zone, and they should stay away.
I will say that they are the best-selling mug that we have. Okay, so seems that knitters and crocheters love rudeness. So
Yes. If you'd like to see them, send us a note on Instagram and we can probably show you a picture there. Maybe,
we have to put a picture up on our online store.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
So we'll have them on our online store. We'll just put a spoiler alert. If you don't like the F word, then don't look here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What else have we got from Brick Bubble?
We have bracelets.
Oh, yes. These are
Look at
leather.
these. Yes. So we'll just show you a few kind of, you might need gifts for knitters. It's still a couple weeks before Christmas. So we got in brand new bracelets. These ones are tape measures.
Right.
And I brought the two different lengths so you can show everybody.
These are tape measures with a real Canadian twist on them. Because in addition to inches, they have centimeters.
Yes. This is important for knitters because, we use centimeters all the time, and crocheters. And these bracelets are little leather bracelets with the inches up and down. So the tape measure runs this way on them. Some other ones, I have another bracelet where they run this way. They come in two different lengths. We have a 14-inch and a 15-inch. And they're very generous. I think this 14-inch fits almost every arm. But if you want a little bit more width, or if you're buying for a fellow, this is a nice, for somebody who's got just a little bit bigger wrist, get an extra inch.
Yep. And then you can also use these. You can also use these as like a scarf wrap.
Right.
Yeah.
These are a double wrap, or you could put them around 3 times if you want to, tighten something up. You can wear them as an accessory.
Yeah.
And then we have these ones that are just single wraps, but they come with the little cheeky sayings that we love. This
What's
one
your
says, "Life is short, knit with cashmere."
And this one is, "True friendship is helping someone untangle her yarn."
Always not the truth.
And these come in one side. They're single wraps, but they have two buckle points on them, so you can make it
A little tighter or a little looser.
Yeah.
This one says, "I like to party," and by party I mean knit.
And I get by with a little help from my yarn. Yeah, I think those are the 4. Oh, and a lady never discusses the size of her yarn stash.
Words to live by. Nobody needs to know that,
That's correct.
right?
Yeah, it's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
No.
So these are a lot of fun. And here, talk about this project.
Right. I love this. So again, Diane's come up with, these are soles for slippers or socks. And they're made out of leather, and she's punched nice large holes in them. And so you can put this on the toe and the heel of your slipper, and it provides a non-slip surface for when, and also helps when your slipper starts to wear through on the bottom. The leather will keep that hole from allowing your foot to touch the floor, so it keeps your foot warmer longer. But for small people and for large people or tall people, old people, whatever, we all have those slippery floors. So putting these on your slippers really help to make sure that you don't fall.
We get asked for these all the time, and we hardly ever have any, right?
Yes.
So we're so happy to have these from Diane. And one size fits all. You don't have to worry about what size to get.
Right. Unless, so if you have a little person, you might just sew on one, I suppose, or maybe you get two and you sew on the little ones, or maybe you trim them down.
These are more for adult. Next month we're coming out with something for baby.
Okay.
Okay, now these are up next.
Yes.
Okay, I want one of each of these.
These are very cool buttons.
Yes.
Yes. So the way this works, it's like a leather toggle, and you just take it off.
We also have some other ones from another manufacturer that have actual screws. So they're two pieces and they connect together with a screw. But these ones are easier. These just connect together with sort of a rivet that comes out of the back piece, and it just pops in and it becomes part of the design. This is another neat idea. Having Diane with her design background, she's come up with a way to fit the functionality into the design piece. And it's brilliant.
Right. And so it's very simple to put on. If you want to use it on a shawl or on a scarf, you can just pop it through a couple of different, couple of layers.
Yep.
Like this, and then pop the button on.
And you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no fiddling with it. It's really...
her designs are really neat. She's got this one that's sort of a triangle, and it's metallic.
Yeah.
And then she's got some round ones. She's got one that looks like a bit of a scribble. Very nice.
Yeah.
I love this one too because it would show through, right? Whatever you're wearing underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, it's leather, so it's sustainable.
Yes.
It will last a long time, and you get that opportunity to cut in it and put other metal embellishments on it. So it's not made out of a synthetic product. This is my point.
Right.
Yeah.
These are the 4 that we have right now. And they come with a nice little bag. Oh, these are for the bracelets.
Right.
I think
you got
we
some
have
progress
bags.
keepers there.
I do.
To talk about. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking for something with a little RCY embellishment on it, these are our new progress keepers, and we're selling them in sets of 4 for $10. And they've got a nice little lobster claw, and these are made out of wood. So again, they're very sustainable, and it's got a little logo on it, light as can be. So these won't weigh down in your project, but it can help you mark a place or where you started off.
Right. I love progress keepers.
I know, me too.
Yeah. So if you haven't used them before, the idea is that you'll put it you'll clip it onto a stitch on your knitting, and then you knit. And you ignore it, and you just leave it hung on that stitch. And when you're done knitting, maybe you're on an airplane, maybe you're watching TV, each time you look down, you'll see how far you've come, how much progress you've made. And that's really
affirming.
It is, especially if you're doing something like socks, or if I, 2 socks at a time, you just feel like you're getting nowhere. So you look down and you see how far you come, and then you feel this sense of accomplishment, and it keeps you motivated. So they're really important, I think, in any knitter's toolbox. Yeah. And then these tags.
Yes.
Yes. So these are leather or faux leather?
These are faux leather.
Okay.
Yeah. And she makes them, and they have the word handmade on them, and a little heart.
Yeah.
We're going to put pictures up right on the web.
Yep. I think it's nice to put these on the outside of your, rather than putting it in the inside of your sweater, put it right on the outside and show everybody that you've got this beautiful handmade sweater. And it's handmade as opposed to homemade.
Right.
You took a lot of time to make that, so you should put a tag on it.
That's right.
Well, that's a lot of stuff, Barb.
I know.
Yeah. You think it's time to go home and do some Christmas knitting?
I was thinking we should break into the eggnog.
I think that's a great idea. I do.
Okay.
I agree. Let's use our new mugs and have some eggnog.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, I hope that everybody has a wonderful holiday and take some time off and just enjoy being with your family and your friends. The season's so short. we all need to get together and spend time with one another, right?
That's right. Our shop will be closed for 4 days in December.
Oh my God. That's so exciting.
It is,
4 days in a row?
So
I'm coming over to your house every day.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, which we're always closed for, are all weekdays this year. So we'll have like Sunday through Wednesday off, and then we'll be open until Christmas Eve, which I believe is a Monday as well. So we have some extra long weekends in there. And our staff, I think, are really happy about that too, because December is a busy month.
It is.
And it's kind of nice to have a break.
But you know, knitters are organized and efficient. They'll have all of their shopping done by the 22nd when we close, right? That's our last day.
That's right.
Yeah. So come by, and if you do run out of time and you can't make it here beforehand, we do have an online store. So we're open there 7/24.
That's right.
Yeah.
It might not get mailed out until the 27th, but we'll work on it. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's our holiday schedule. That's our holiday greetings, and thanks again, everybody, for leaving comments. So, and we will pull some prizes.
Oh yes, that's right.
For last month, and
we have a few prizes to hand out.
We do.
So stay tuned. At the end of this video, we'll show you who the prize winners are.
It's kind of a thing that we've been doing.
Yeah.
And we probably don't even need to announce it. Just leave a comment.
Just know that every time you watch this, watch to the end and see if your name comes up.
That's right.
We draw prizes all the time.
Claim your prize. Yes. Yeah.
And thank you for commenting too. Although I didn't reply to many, I read all of the comments that came through on our YouTube channel.
She was on holiday for most of the month of December, so.
It was my turn. Yes, and it was heavenly.
But yes, it's nice to read them, isn't it?
Yeah, it really
Everybody's
is.
so kind.
Thank you so much for sending us all those great ideas about what to make and what you're working on. We love that.
Yeah. All right. Happy holidays, everybody. Take care.
Bye.